Hey everybody, welcome to our VectorVest YouTube channel. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest, and today's video is very important. We need to know, with the rising price of oil, is it feasible to start thinking about an electric vehicle? So I did a little diving, and I came up with some things that I think are going to be very important for you to know in regards to this. If you want to know what I found out, you sit right there. Hey everybody, Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Always glad to bring these videos to your attention, but this is a very important one, especially looking at what's going on with oil prices. So if you're brand new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. That's the way we grow our channel. Don't forget to share this video with people on your social circle. Don't forget to hit not only the subscribe button, but hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted when new videos like this come out. And most of all, if you like the content, show some love, hit the like button. All right, so with all of that being said, it's official today. Today being Tuesday, March 8th, 2022, the president just came on and says that we are now banning Russian oil. And I just saw a statistic on Twitter, talked about we export or import more oil from Canada than we do from Russia. That's a story in the making. Let's go take a look at that at a later time. So everybody's feeling the pain and the crunch at the gas pump. Personally, I own a Ford Excursion, 40-gallon tank. It's a lot of gas to try to put into that vehicle. And then I have a smaller vehicle. I have a Volkswagen Passat where I put Supreme or Super Unleaded in it. So I'm going to feel the pinch there too. But as we start to ban the Russian oil, that's going to create a problem with the flow of oil, not only to the United States, but all over the world, because Russia exports a lot of oil around the world. And gas prices, as I look at right now, crude oil, $127, Brent oil, $131. These are high prices for oil. And what's going to happen is we're going to feel the pinch at the pump. So, you know, what do? Why are we banning the oil in regards to supporting Ukraine after Russia went into Ukraine? So we're going to feel the pain of the war, even though we're not officially boots on the ground fighting the war at this particular point in time. So with all of that being said, we've got a lot to cover, and we're going to go into the web. And I've got some stories here. This was given out 3 days ago. Electric car sales rise amid record high gas prices. People are now really starting to have conversations about moving over to electric vehicles. I'm interested to know in the comments, how many of you are actually considering thinking about getting into an electric vehicle? Now, there's a lot of things in regards to getting into an electric vehicle that are headwinds. The price, the maintenance of electric vehicles, that's going to also be another video for another time as well. But high gas prices, big time, have people sitting at the tables at least trying to reconcile in their minds if it's something that they want to do. Now, the big boy, of course, is Tesla. How about this? Tesla sells 56,000 vehicles in China in February this year, a 208% year-over-year increase. That's another sign that's telling me that people are looking into electric vehicles, and Tesla is the big boy in regards to that. But coming up here, how about Volkswagen to construct a $2.2 billion electric car plant to rival Tesla? So that's one company that's building a new plant. Tesla's building a new plant in Germany. Lucid is building a new plant in Saudi Arabia. So these companies are ramping up to be able to supply vehicles. Now, that's the other side of the coin, is even though the interest in electric vehicles is ramping up, are they going to be able to supply the vehicles still with the chip shortage and all that kind of thing? Car companies like Rivian, like Lucid, like XPeng, like Neo, like a lot of other companies that are out there, are they going to be able to keep up with demand if they have constraints on supply? Interesting, right? British Columbia. Well, Canada is a big source of oil and all kinds of things dealing with resources, right? British Columbia interest in electric vehicles peaked by high prices at the pump. Again, all of this stems from the root issue of being able to get oil, number one, high demand. If the supply is not there, the price is going to go higher. Well, it's indicative of inflation, isn't it? All right. Rivian, I talked about Rivian. Rivian, EV maker, hikes prices ahead of earnings. Now, interesting about Rivian, they are backed by Amazon. They were backed by Amazon and Ford. They had a love-hate relationship, it seems like, with Ford. That has dissolved somewhat, but Amazon has gone further in to back in Rivian, and they will report the fourth quarter full 2021 results on Thursday, which is a couple of days from now, amid production woes and price hike fiasco that rankled customers being able to supply the vehicles. Rivian stock rose on Tuesday, but we'll see what happens on Thursday. And my last story here is the 10 most efficient electric cars in the U.S. Think about this. Tesla, the Model 3, how much does it cost? $46,000. That's a big factor when looking at getting into an electric vehicle is the cost. Lucid Air Grand, how about this? $139,000. But I looked at that car online. It is a beautiful car with almost 1,000 horsepower. 0 to 60 in like no time flat. I've seen videos where the Tesla or the Lucid was racing a McLaren and blew it out the water. An electric car blows away a power car like that. Going down the list, right here in the U.S., Chevy Bolt, $32,000. The Hyundai Kona, $35,000. Another Tesla, $96,000. Another Tesla, $60,000. The Chevy Bolt again, EUV, $34,000. A Kia, sitting at $42,000. A Hyundai Ioniq, $44,000. And the Kia Nero sitting at $41,000. So a lot of these prices are not way off the mark, but the other side of the coin too is how far do these cars go off of a charge? Is it 200, 300? The Lucid goes about 500 plus miles off of one charge, but that vehicle again is $139,000. So just looking at from a news perspective on what the world feels about electric vehicles, this is just some insight that I'm giving to you. All right, so now let's do this. I'm going to get into the VectorVest software, and I want to show you where this industry sits. You'll find the electric vehicles within the VectorVest software under auto and truck manufacturing. Out of 222 industries, this industry sits at number 219. All right, so this industry is one of the worst industries overall in the software. So why are we talking about it? Well, with the rampant rise in oil prices, which is going to affect gas prices, this could be a great bottom fishing opportunity, probably of a long time to look at. All right. It just went from 219 to 217. The interest is there. How about the industry is up today about 3% on the news of banning the Russian oil, watching the oil prices go up. The interest is there. The news story showed you that the interest was there. All right, let's take this a step further. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go view on the industry graph. So even though, wow, look at this. This is intraday 5-minute bars. What's going on? The oil prices is definitely pushing this industry higher. Let's go look at a 3-month graph. There's the downward move, but look at the upward candle today. All right. Could this be a bottom fishing opportunity, especially with what's going on with oil prices? Absolutely. Could this be the catalyst to now push this even faster than where it was going prior to the oil issue? Absolutely. Am I telling you to buy these stocks now? No. But I'm telling you, based upon what we see right here, the conversations are being had about moving over or at least getting a electric vehicle in the family of vehicles that you have currently. All right, so I wanted to show you where it's sat overall. Definitely a downtrend. Nice update today. We'll see where this all goes from here. Let's take that off. Now I'm going to go to our watch list viewer. Go to watch list viewer, and I've got a watch list that I've created for Trending Thursday, looking at just honing in on just electric vehicle companies specifically. Clean energy EV car manufacturers is my watch list. I created it in the VectorVest software, and I'm only going to show you the top 5 stocks, but I'm going to show you the power of rank analysis within the VectorVest software to help you hone in on any stock in any industry, depending on how you invest in the market. So the first sort we're going to use is our master indicator VST, value, safety, and timing, the best combination. What's at the top? Of course, you're going to know that Tesla's at the top. That's who everybody is chasing after. They've got great upside capability of outbeating the market by 69% over the next 1 to 3 years. A relatively safe company that meets or exceeds its earnings expectations. What's hurting it right now? It's not moving up in price right now. It is a sell recommendation. 4 out of the 5 stocks that we're looking at, sorted by our master indicator VST, are sell recommendations. But look at the earnings growth rates and the earnings on these companies. FFIE is the only negative earnings and negative earnings growth sorted by our master indicator VST. Let's do this. Let's say that you're a longer-term investor in the market. Let's go look at that relative value. Let's sort by relative value. I'm still only looking at the top 5 stocks. Tesla is still up there. Stellantis, Volkswagen now comes up there. It should outpace the market by 44% over the next 1 to 3 years. Ford is up there and General Motors is up there. But because the industry is getting so beat up, these stocks are still sells, but look at their earnings growth rate. So for those longer-term investors looking at EVs to make money in, how about these companies? Let's look at the safest ones, the ones that have the ability to outpace earnings quarter over quarter, year over year. Tesla's at the top. You see a theme here? Tesla is a major player, and we all know that, in this space, and probably a good place to try to put your money to make money in the stock market in this space. All right, followed by, let's go auto fit these, followed by Crane shares, Stellantis, again, General Motors, Ford. Notice that a lot of the same companies come back to the top of the list over and over. Let's find out which ones are moving up the fastest right now. We're going to sort on relative timing, and let's go see. Fastest moving one, Faraday Futures, Acromoto, FUV, in an uptrend. Those are the only 2 that have an RT above the value of 1. Look at the earnings and the earnings per share on these, more negative than positives. This is more of a technical play to play this space right now. All right. And let's sort by growth. Let's go see who's got the best growth capabilities in this list of only 5. Tesla. Lee Motors shows up in here. Great Wall Motors. This is a company that I've heard a lot on my Twitter feed. Vicinity Motors. How about it's got an earning growth rate of 28%. Hyundai is now on the list, 27% earnings growth rate. We all know that earnings is the engine that drives a stock's price higher, but look at these earnings growth rates. So there's several different ways to play this space depending on how you invest in the market. And I'm looking at 24 different stocks, and sorting them by our indicators can help you to hone in on which companies best fit you. But I'm glad to see that Vicinity Motors made it. Somebody's been in my ear on Twitter about this company a lot. But I want to look. The fundamentals are not there on these companies just quite yet, but I do like the earnings growth. They are growing their earnings, which means that they must be doing something right as far as running these companies to consistently make money. They all have positive earnings as well, and they're not all as expensive as Tesla. A lot of people shy away from Tesla because, man, that's just so expensive. Here's other companies is within this space that has been beaten up, that is now getting some looks, and even some lower dollar stocks to take a look at. All right, so now from this perspective, I think that people are going to look at EVs. We have the ability, we have the technology. We can rebuild it, make it stronger, faster, better. See, these are like bionic lists. All right, think about it from that perspective to help to bolster your portfolios from where it is now to where you want it to be, depending on what's going on in the market. And this, I think, is a timely video to help you to put your money where you should have it. Now, I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to go back to the watch list viewer. Remember, we just had a hot stock panel last week, hot stocks for rising interest rates. And you'll notice that we did look at oil stocks. So another way to play this oil issue is to stick on the side of what stocks are moving in oil right now. So I'm going to take this list. Here's our 7 stocks. I'm going to put this, change this real quick. Let's show all 7 stocks that we talked about last Wednesday, a week from tomorrow. All right. Let's go set this back to last Wednesday, which was on the 2nd. And I want to show you something. I'm going to quick test all of these stocks, and we did have some oil stocks in there. I'm going to quick test these stocks. Holy smokes. From 3.2 up to 3.8. Look at this. Gold, we talked about, Jim Penner talked about gold, up 8.5%. Steve talked about ExxonMobil, up 8%. I talked about MRO, Marathon Oil, up 5%. So, and Devon, not as good as some of the other stocks in this space, but we were on top of what was going on, and we talked about these stocks in the hot stock panel, folks. If you don't ever go to the hot stock panel, we have a lot of fun, but we always try to put in what's working and why we like these stocks, depending on what the theme of the hot stock panel is all about. So with that, folks, hopefully this made sense to you. I want you to know that people are having conversations about not being able, not wanting to have to pay high prices at the pump. And guess what? I think it's only going to get worse. And for anybody out there who thinks I'm fear-mongering, get over yourself, because that's not what it's all about. What I'm telling you is what's happening. It's the reality of what's happening. All right? And I want to bring these videos to your attention to help you as investors in the market to make better decisions in what you can do to grow your portfolio. So I'm probably going to have a couple of videos after this talking about the maintenance and prices and all of that kind of thing. But this was a good entree point into what's going on and how to overcome it to a certain degree. Folks, this video is over. And until the next time, see ya.